Hey trainers, Alakaham here to bring you some more Pokemon video magic, and today I am trying out a team in the Ultra League Remix Cup. I have not been playing the Remix Cup very often because I do not really have XL Pokemon and it is very XL dominated, but I found a team that I think provides some good general coverage. I have my lucky shiny Feraligatr, I have a shiny Giratina Origin, and I have an Ultra League Granbull, so you can see the movesets available on those Pokemon, and we're going to jump right into these battles. So in the first match, I'm actually leading Giratina here, so the order is going to be what you see on the left with Giratina, Feraligatr, and Granbull. So leading Giratina hit a Magnezone. That's actually a pretty good lead. Magnezone is going to take neutral damage from everything that we're going to be able to throw at it, and we take resisted damage, so even big moves like Wild Charge are going to be resisted, so we're not going to take too much damage there. Alright, so we come into a Snorlax, and Snorlax is not a really comfortable Pokemon for us to be up against here. I decided to go ahead and expend a shield because I think I can get the shield back by going for Crunch, and then we can come in with one of our other Pokemon like Feraligatr, and yeah, probably Feraligatr, and farm down. But they decided to let the Snorlax go, which was kind of surprising for me, but that's alright. They come back in with Magnezone, and now I see why they were doing that. They knew that they could get a little extra farm on the Magnezone by coming in and finishing off the Granbull with their Spark attacks. Okay, they decided to use their shield, and I decide I'm going to let this go. I'm calling a bait, and it was a Mirror Shot bait. So we do survive. I'm able to get to Shadow Ball, and then let's see what they have. Oh, they decided to shield it. Presumably they have another charge move ready. Yep, this is going to be a Wild Charge. Fortunately, I still have shield. Oh, it was just a Mirror Shot. So didn't necessarily need to shield, but that's fine. I was able to get some extra farm on the Feraligatr by coming in and finishing off the Magnezone, and now we come up against a Gardevoir, which is going to take lots of neutral damage from Crunch. So shiny Feraligatr coming in clutch and clinching the match for us there. These first couple of matches are going to go really, really well, and then I have some at the end that will showcase kind of the places where this team can struggle. But I think overall this is a pretty solid team for the Remix Cup, and it doesn't require any XLs. So if you're building something for the Remix Cup, I think this is a fairly accessible team comp. At least if you've caught Giratina before, you can always trade off Giratina for a Gengar if you decided you needed to. So this is an interesting initial matchup. We come up against an XL frog. What's the frog's name? Greninja. And we go ahead and catch a Night Slash on the Feraligatr, and they come in with a Dragonite. So this trainer is maybe confused about the regular moveset that's run on Feraligatr. They probably just saw that it was a water type and switched out, hoping to do well in that matchup there, but yeah, Ice Fang is gonna be pretty rough for dragons, and that gave us enough energy that we could launch a charge attack against the Greninja, and I'm gonna come in with the Granbull this time. The dark typing on Greninja is going to mean that it takes super effective damage from these charms, so Granbull is just going to go to town and wreck that thing. Alright, so they swap into a Nidoqueen. We're going to counter with Giratina, and Shadow Ball does a lot. We've kind of got to look out for Earth Power here. It wouldn't one-shot, but it would do quite a bit of damage. But I figured they would go for Poison Fang before they went for Earth Power, because they would want to lower our defense. So I correctly called that, let it through, and we were able to take the win. The opponent decided to quit. That works fine by me. So we are going to jump right into the next battle using the same team with Giratina up front. And we go up against a Gengar. This is rough because we take super effective damage from Ghost, even though we are also giving super effective damage. They build all the way up to what could be a Shadow Ball, so I think I need to shield here. They were baiting with Shadow Punch, but that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and throw my Shadow Ball because it will KO if they let it through, and we are going to keep farming. I believe I decide to, yeah, I let this go and go ahead and let them take out the Giratina. I figure I can come in with the Feraligatr and farm down and start to get some energy advantage here. Okay, so their best answer to the Feraligatr is a Machamp. Big lag there, yikes. Okay, but we are able to get to the Hydro Cannon, which would have done lots of damage to the Machamp. We do snag that shield. I decide that I'm going to shield up here, and I think I'm about to switch out into the Granbull. Yep, so we got 2 charms through. That does so much damage. And we are working on this Snorlax. We're probably going to have to take, yep, we're going to have to take an attack, so this is not ideal. Body Slam is not enough to KO, so we will get to the close combat here. Yeah, take that, big sleepy guy. All right, so we are able to feint out the Snorlax. They come back in with the Machamp. They are just barely hanging on by a thread there, so Feraligatr can come in, and one bite with that Ice Fang attack is enough to beat up the champion fighter there. Okay, going into round 4. This was an incredibly frustrating round to me for reasons that will become clear as we get into it. This is a really, really close battle, and I think it was a lot of fun. Okay, so picking up a lead against Sirfetch'd, which is iffy because Sirfetch'd, you know, takes a lot of neutral damage from ghost attacks, and it's pretty glassy, but also it has access to Night Slash. So they come in with an armored Mewtwo, and which is super cool looking, by the way. I love armored Mewtwo. I don't have one, which is a huge bummer for me because Mewtwo is my favorite Pokemon. So I would love to have one of those one day if they ever become available again. But Mewtwo is not a great response to Giratina. I think what they were going for there was to just try and get shields. So now they're going to come in with Snorlax, and this is really bad for Giratina because Shadow Ball is not going to do very much damage. Everything we have is going to be resisted, and you saw the lag building up right there. I was hoping I would be able to switch out, but it seems like that's probably not going to work, and now they have so much energy. This big fluffy guy is completely stacked against the Feraligatr. We got super powered, so that's never fun. Double super powered. And then they switch back out into their Sirfetch'd. That's great for me because I can bring in Granbull, and Granbull should be able to farm down with just a few charms. Yeah, that's no big deal. So there's 2 things that go wrong at the end of the match here. The first one is that I make a mistake in this play. I go for Crunch, thinking that I'll be able to do more damage if I just stick with the charm attacks, and I didn't want to debuff myself with close combat. That was a bad move because the Snorlax would have defeated Granbull faster if I would have debuffed with close combat. And then if you saw the little spinning ball in the upper left-hand corner, I do believe we lagged out just a little bit as we got to the Hydro Cannon. So 2 things ended up being kind of frustrating there. I think if I would have gone for close combat on the Granbull, the Snorlax would have fainted out Granbull faster, it wouldn't have had as much farm, and I would have been able to reach the Hydro Cannon sooner, and even if there was lag, the lag wouldn't matter so much. So, in general, if you run this team, I think it would have won in that situation with better plays and a better internet situation, but hey, so it goes. Okay, so we come up against, like, the worst possible lead here with Abomasnow, and Abomasnow hard counters Giratina. I came in with the Feraligatr, and I thought I'm gonna have to use up all of my shields in order to beat this thing unless I call a bait, so I tried to call a Weather Ball bait, got it wrong, caught the Energy Ball, and now they have a pretty hard counter to Granbull as well. So this one was you know, more or less lost before it was even started here. It's just not a good situation. I'm going to try and farm up as much energy as I can on this Giratina, but it's going to take a fair amount of even resisted damage from that Blast Burn, and you can't stack Shadow Ball attacks on one another, so I can only get to one, and they're going to throw a Weather Ball and just completely KO here. So that's really unfortunate. So this set that I happened to be able to record was a 3-2. I think it very easily could have been a 4-1, and that this team is going to function pretty well in the Remix Cup without XL Pokemon. But in the set that I happened to record, it was a 3-2. But we had that really close match in Game 4. So I hope this was fun for you to see not only a team that is, you know, effective enough to get by in the Remix Cup without XL Pokemon, but to see some fun Pokemon that don't come up all that often, like my shiny Feraligatr. And it was certainly fun for me to use the shiny Feraligatr for a while this morning as I was recording that set. Hopefully your Remix Cup matches are going well. Let me know what you think in the comments and how things are going for you in the comments. Please like the video if you enjoyed the content, and if you haven't done so already, I'd love for you to subscribe so that you can give me feedback on these videos in the future, and we can keep growing our little Pokemon Go community together. Have fun out there, and I'll talk to you next time, trainers.